I've just entered the clean room, the sterile room. I have my supplies already been given to me, passed through the window. I have just come into the IV room. I will lightly spray my gloves with 70% isopropyl alcohol before I do anything. Let them just quickly air dry before I touch anything. I have a basket with my supplies. All paper products, needles, syringes, can be set into the hood off to the side of my work area. Alcohol swabs, any hard type surface, plastic, glass, should be wiped with alcohol soaked gauze to remove just any outside contaminants. This is regular waste. I have all my supplies in the hood. I'm ready to step into the hood. The last thing I will do is spray my gloves one more time. I will also saturate alcohol soaked gauze to wipe down a waste container that can be put into the hood to discard all paper waste. And that can go off to the side. I have my sharps container for sharp products. I have a waste basket for paper products. And it's not sitting in my direct work area here. Spray my gloves one last time. I cannot touch the stool. I'll have to use my feet. And once you're in the hood, try to keep your products in direct airflow at all times. This is a horizontal airflow hood, so the airflow is coming from back to front. This is the proper procedure of withdrawing from a vial that contains a rubber stopper. Always prepare your syringe and needle first. Your paper waste goes into your waste basket. Keep your critical site in direct airflow at all times. So my critical site of my syringe, my critical site of my needle, and then just attach them together. And you can set that off to the side. No critical sites are touching the work surface. I'll then prepare my vial. It has a rubber stopper. Gently wipe the top of the surface of the rubber stopper. Let it air dry. We'll be using the positive pressure technique to withdraw the volume from the vial. Positive pressure means you'll be putting the equal amount of air of the amount of solution needed to withdraw from the vial. Therefore, I've put 6 mils of air into my syringe because I need that same amount of volume, 6 mils, from this vial. I have not crossed over this vial. For example, if I had swabbed that vial and mistakenly crossed over top of it, interrupted the airflow, I should re-swab that one more time because there could have been airborne contaminants introduced. It's always nice to have a small alcohol swab to keep your needle cap in direct airflow. When you're ready to go into the rubber stopper, the bevel of the needle must be up. The bevel is the tip of the needle, and you just gently rest the needle onto the rubber stopper, and it's a 45 to a 90-degree angle insertion. Then gently invert the vial. Do you want to pause it there, actually? Once I've inverted the vial, I'll make sure that it has direct airflow at all times. Do not cup your hand around the insertion of the needle site, because that interrupts the first air or direct airflow. It must be open at all times. Then, using the positive pressure technique, push in the plunger to let air enter the vial, which will then allow the equalization of the pressure. The fluid will enter the syringe. A little bit of air adds a little bit more liquid to the syringe. A little bit of air adds more liquid to the syringe. You will get some air bubbles, of which you can just tap free. One last push through of your air, and now your final drawback to the final volume that you need. Again, continual direct airflow. I need 6 mils, and I have the 6 mils that I need. I then invert my vial, remove my needle, gently recap, double check my volume. You can use a large bubble to collect little bubbles. And I have the volume that I needed. Remove any waste. The product would then be labeled and removed from the hood.